Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the show. Today we are going to be checking out my absolute favorite build out of all Diablo. It is the multi-shot strafe guided Bowazon. They recently added with one of the updates, I think it was 2.4, synergies to those three skills. So now they're very, very viable to play and actually enjoy again. It's this version of the Bowazon is now, in my opinion, at least as good as the Bowazon used to be in like patch 1.09 on an old Diablo 2 LOD. Uh, so we'll get right into it. I'm going to show you that you can. Yes, this is a pretty expensive build. I'm running, Pride, couple of Fortitudes, etc., etc. So I'll get my ugly face a little bit smaller down here, and we'll get into it. So first up, we got the gear. I'm running a Wind Force with an Ethrune because who doesn't like an Ethrune? It helps strip some of the defense, makes them easier to hit, and that's always a good thing. So Wind Force, not even max on the mana. They're realistically pretty cheap these days. Easy to get. I'm running a Gilliam's Face because I like Deadly Strike. It helps a little bit boost, since you don't have a perfect chance of crit strike with the skills. It gives you basically a second roll at double damage. So I like having that. I'm not running Gore Riders right now because I just don't have them on here, but typically I do like running Gore Riders because, again, Deadly Strike, and that'll bring the total, what am I at currently, from 49 to, 64? To add that with the 71% chance. So you have a much better chance of rolling double damage. And as you'll see, double damage is quite a lot. But we'll get back to the gear. So we're at Gilliam's Face, High Lord's Wrath, because it's High Lords. It's great. It's, Deadly Strike, increased attack speed, +1 to skills, plus some lightning resist, which is always, always, always helpful. The boots are some triple res boots that I just found. They work. With those, my resistances are, 75 and 80. Otherwise, they're not maxed. Something else that I will be doing at some point is if I can get a 15-15 IAS and resistances, I'll put that in here. But for now, I'm running a 15 IAS, 28 enhanced damage that I found. So just a little bit more. A Fortitude that this was actually the very first low rune that I found when Resurrected came out. Went into this piece of armor. It was a perfect 15 enhanced defense, superior Dusk Shroud, and it rolled perfect on the resistances and like halfway up on the life. So I'm happy with that. Quite happy. Then we go over to Laying of Hands because increased attack speed and the damage to demons and the fire resist is just it. They're pretty much the best gloves in the game for people who do physical damage. Ravenfrost because it's a Ravenfrost. Again, just stuff that I've found, because if you play enough, you're going to end up with good gear. A lot of people seem to think that you have to buy the gear or whatever if you want to actually be able to have good characters. You don't. You just got to play. And understand that sometimes you're going to have to trade with people, and sometimes that takes time. But you don't need to buy anything. You just got to know where to look and be persistent about it. So, using a Razor Tail because the piercing attack, the max damage, dex, it's just the right belt for this build. Uh, just a rare ring that I found for the lifesteal index. And we've got resistance charms. Couple of damage charms. Yes, I have one Annihilus and a pretty crappy Hellfire Torch for her. This is not a budget build. This is almost maxed out. So, some pretty decent charms, but it's all just stuff that I've found. And then for my mercenary, I'm running Andy's Visage. I don't have an ethereal one. Nothing perfect or anything like that. But it's good. I'm happy that I have it. I don't have it socketed yet. I will at some point, and when I do, a Ral rune will go in it, at least for now, so that way it'll bring his resistances back up from that, and that'll max him out at 75. Alternatively, if I could find a 15 IAS and 25 or better fire resist jewel, that'll go in there. But until then, it's unsocketed. Fortitude, again, I found good low runes. This is a perfect 15 superior, enhanced defense, Kraken Shell, rolled highest on the life, lowest on the resistances. It happens. But it's good to throw on a mercenary at least. Normally I would have that on one of my barbarians. We've got Pride Colossus Vogue because concentration. This is the weapon to put on your mercenary for this build. It's just extra damage, which is always gravy. We've got our skill set up. So max out critical strike, max out penetrate. That gives you 71% chance of double damage for all projectiles that you're throwing. That is increased attack rating, which is an absolute necessity for anything that uses attack rating, which would be, strafe and multi-shot. Not so much for guided, but realistically, I don't use guided arrow all that much anyway. I find it's just easier and quicker to just use strafe in most situations. Obviously, if you're fighting, one of the primevals or something, use guided. It's fine. You're gonna have higher damage output rate 9 times out of 10. So we've got 1 point into magic arrow. You max out multi-shot. You max out guided arrow, and you max out strafe. And that's all you do here. And then you come over here when you have the skill levels too, you put into these. That'll put you up to all of your skills used up till level 97, I believe. So you do have to be level 97 to max out the build. But you still do quite well along the way. I'm not even maxed out yet. I've still got to get these 3 and then 1 more into multi-shot before I'm maxed out. So I need those 4 levels. But let's go over to the River of Flame here. So his Might Aura has not yet kicked in. And I'm doing 8,000 strafe, 5,200 multi-shot. If I go to guided, 7,900. And you just fling volleys at things. This is basically easy mode. Now, there are times where you might get into trouble. It happens. But if you play smart and you don't just dive right into everything, then this is a very good, durable build. I don't even have a call to arms yet for her to double the life. So it'll be nice when I grab up one of those. I just haven't got that far yet. Because since... what was it? Since like May, I've been working 55 to 60 hour work weeks, plus coming home and trying to do this. I get tired. So yeah, as you can see, this is just a walk in the park. It's just as easy once you get into the sanctuary too. And the nice thing about strafe is it aims for you. It's not a guaranteed hit, but it does most of the work for you. Yeah, I needed one of those. See what we got. Don't need it. Hey, and notice the damage increase. Now his might aura is on also. So you figure with critical strike and deadly strike, it's almost a guarantee that you're double damage. It's not quite a guarantee, but now you just eat everything. Come up here. Annihilate them. Annihilate them. Now, I think it's Faith, the bow, would ultimately be a faster build, but the cost of Faith versus how much your kill speed increases, it's a matter of how you want to do it, I guess. Yes, it's a little bit faster, but it's also very expensive. Oh. Here we go. This is why I have Magic Arrow. Not bad, but I don't need one that low, really. And you can use this build to do cows. If you're careful, you can easily get through, do solo bail runs on P1. And another immune to physical, which is why I have Magic Arrow. Oh, but which I wasn't on. There we go. See what that Archon staff is. Nothing I need. And it really just is that easy. I haven't tried fighting the Ubers or any of that, because basically you need specialized builds for those, and this isn't one of those. You make sure your merc gets dragged down so that way he doesn't get murdered instantly. And just fling a bunch of arrows. And the next thing you know, you're fighting Diablo. And you can cheese him pretty easily. Where'd you go, big guy? There you are. And just like that. Damn, big man, you are loud. That's why. There we go. Bring it down to 20 where I like to have it. That's why it was so loud. We got... Can't carry that yet. See what percentage it is. Very bad. Okay. That back, because I did need that. I don't remember what the stats on these are. Junk. The rest is garbage. So there's that. Go back to town. We'll go to Act 5. Stone Keep. Show you how well it does here, too. And this is why Deadly Strike is nice to have, because these things are not demons, and you don't have extra damage on dead either with this setup, which is always nice to have when you're down here, but unfortunately, the gear just doesn't really permit it. So you stay with the extra damage to demons, because that's what you'll be fighting ultimately in the throne room. Well, you stay alive pretty well here. Just make sure you got some potions on you, because sometimes you do get a little low on health kind of quick. But again, I don't have call to arms. And with that, I would do even better. Sometimes I really hate going on foot, but it is what it is. Let's get that. Oh, those are immune to physical. Alright. And that's one thing that can give you a little bit of trouble down here. Is these ones are immune to physical, so you gotta be kind of on top of it with hitting them with a magic arrow. And you clear them pretty quickly. And that's just 1 point in the magic arrow. Just make sure you pick up arrows every now and then. And sometimes your merc does die, which is why it's nice to have good resistances. Because then you can just kind of clean up the mess. And if you need to, you run away and you get your merc back. I like to keep mine alive. So I know this video is a little longer. I just kind of really wanted to showcase that this is a very solid build now. Even with a lot lesser gear, you can do quite well now with a multi-shot, strafe, guided arrow, Bowazon. Yeah, you got to get some levels into it, but they come pretty easily because you're able to kill things quite nicely. So now we'll come back down here. And I just want to go finish this out with Bale and show you that you can even deal with stuff down there. You just gotta play a little smart is all. Back, dummy. I wish that wasn't an IO rune. Heal up. While he heals up, I'm gonna take a sip. I am thirsty. Eek, that hurt. Double damage. Nice. So yeah, you gotta stay on your toes, but as long as you are, easy mode. Even if you're just using strafe. Like, it's quite nice. And because I know that the question will come many times, yes, you can run the council with this build. Yes, it's good for rune farming. It's not as good as a Horker Barb because that is, simply put, the most proficient rune farmer for council that you can build. Yes, Bale. Wahahaha. And then you come down here, Let him spawn his stuff. And you kill them all. This is the wave you gotta kind of be careful with because it is all undead. And you don't do as much damage to undead. The council. Which you also make quick work of, and then you just wait for his stupid hydras to go away. They drop. And yes, even the minions drop. Switch over to guided. And you come in here and you slap Bale around. Keep strafe on your right click. Guided on your left. That does hurt, though. Pretty easy. As long as you're just a little careful, you do just fine. Eh. So, actually, I'm gonna grab that because you never know. Oh, junk. Well, you never know. It could be like a 5 to something. So that's the build. That's how well it plays. That's how well it clears. Again, this is one of my absolute favorite builds in all of Diablo 2. Has been for many, many, many years. Since patch 109 in Diablo 2 original. Back when things like stupid ifs existed. Well, now you're finally back on par with that kind of damage. So if you've been around that long, it's back. It's great. If you haven't, well, you're in for a treat because it only gets better from here. This isn't even maxed. It's close, but it's not. So, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for waiting all the way to the end of my rambling and killing. If you're new here, hit subscribe. It really helps me out. Don't forget to hit the like button. And I will catch everybody next time.